Today we're looking at the top 5 reasons your newly installed certified Speed Queen washing machine won't start. This particular model is an MD2, but most of this applies to other Speed Queen washers. The most common problem across the board is incorrect voltage. You need to know whether or not the machine is 3-phase power and whether or not you have it in the building. If you check the label on the back of the machine, it'll give you the voltage 208 to 240 and the phase 3. For 3-phase power, you have 3 legs, L1, L2, and L3. L1 to ground should be 120 volts, L2 to ground should be 120 volts, L3 to ground can be 120 or up to 240 depending on whether or not you're running a phase generator to get it, and you should be getting 220 or so across the legs to each other. It's very important that you have 3-phase power for this. You cannot hook up 3 individual single-phase breakers to run the machine. L3 has to be out of phase with the other legs, otherwise it's never going to run. After you've verified that you have the correct power there, if the machine for some reason is still not lighting up in the front, go ahead and make sure your motor works. You can manually push down on the contactors while the machine is powered and the motor should spin right up. If all of that checks out, you're going to want to move on to checking the door lock board. Like, you have the correct power, motor works, coin drop's lighting up, but it just won't shut and start. The most common problem with the door lock boards on these is RT1 right here. These machines do get shaken around a bit during shipping, and sometimes the vibration alone can cause this thing to pop out. All you want to do is take a pen, gently poke it a little, make sure the disc doesn't fall out. While you're at it with that, go ahead and check for any loose wires. Make sure this is all still plugged in tight, nothing hanging off here that shouldn't be. If you verified that, your door lock board checks out, the next thing you're going to want to move on to is the actual door latch. You're going to want to make sure when you shut the door and pull the latch, this mechanism here is shutting this switch. Sometimes the latch can catch this tab wrong and actually bend it shut. If it's not latching when you shut the latch, you can generally just stick a flathead screwdriver back there and kind of pry it forward. After that, you verify that it's latching properly. You can check the switches with an ohm meter to make sure they're okay, but these machines all get brand new door lock switches, so unless one of them was faulty, you should be okay with the switches themselves. After that, you're going to want to make sure that the machine's not starting due to a faulty coin drop. If your latch is shutting, power's correct, door lock board checks out, you put coins in and this thing says run, but it won't start. It could be the door lock board itself is not sending the correct pulse signal to the timer. In that case, go ahead and try the manual switch here. If you hold this down and the lock engaged and the machine starts, all you need to do is replace the coin drop. If it's not counting coins, it could be just the optical sensor on the back of it here. If it is counting the coins but not starting, it's probably the accumulator board here. After that, if everything checks out, this all checks out, but it still won't start manually there, go ahead and put coins in this, let it say run across the screen, and then down here, while that still says run, go ahead and force the door latch over manually. If the machine starts up at that point and everything's running fine, it means something failed in the door lock solenoid, and we'd be glad to send you a replacement. Please check all of that out. If you're still having problems, give us a call. We'll do what we can to help.